So where's Nick? Is Nick gonna hold
No, no, Ceres. Look at Ceres.
the? Okay. Okay, I can't read any of that. Huh?
Yeah, it just serves as a guide.
Okay.
Okay lang.
7:15. Huh? It's 7:15 already. Protocol won't wait.
Korea takes a shot, and another shot, and it's an equalizer. This is the worst time to allow a goal.
You once believed in things deemed impossible. Along the journey, you failed and have been left out. But not once did you stop the chase. How many more tears, sweat, and sacrifices can you bear for yourself and for your country? How far will you go to fight for your dreams when you have one shot? Even if the crowd has gone, you still have one goal. Rise up and fight, because you are your own worst enemy. You fought with us before. Get ready to fight again.
Hello, Philippines, and welcome to Football Stadium. International match tonight of the Philippines against Fiji. And I'm Bob Guerrero. Kasama ko ngayon si Sadelf Tupas, and I'm sure you're excited about this matchup, Sadelf.
Well, definitely, it's a big game para sa Philippines considering they have another big game on Tuesday. It's going to be a very important game on Tuesday. But before that, kailangan nila mag-focus dito sa Fiji and try to build some confidence heading into that important game against Tajikistan for their final AFC Asian Cup qualifier.
Of course, there will be ranking points at stake. This is a full international friendly. Fiji ranked 168th, and the Philippines ranked 122nd.
Well, this is the first meeting between these two sides. Although the Philippines has already experienced playing against a team from that region, the Oceania region, against Papua New Guinea a few years ago. They won that matchup. But Fiji, judging from the looks of that lineup, they are they are big and strong, and they could be very physical against our national team.
That's, of course, both teams bringing out their top players today, especially Philippines coach Thomas Dooley. Talagang gusto niya makita kung anong mabibigay ng mga players niya for this coming Tuesday, the more important game, which is the AFC Asian Cup qualifier.
Well, definitely Coach Thomas Dooley, the 23-man lineup. Almost everyone making themselves available for this game. Javier Patino back from a knee injury. Manny Ott also coming back after missing the last two games, both draws against Nepal and Yemen. And of course, we will see the debut of Phil Danish goalkeeper Michael Falsgaard, highly touted prospect as early as 6 years ago, and now finally making his debut for the Philippines. Mas madali na daw pumunta dito because nasa Thailand na siya naglalaro.
Naglalaro siya para sa Bangkok United, and he is 6'3" tall, a huge presence in goal. And of course, Patrick Reichert also was gone for a long time. Nakabalik na siya. Si Neil Etheridge, he will be playing in very soon, and he is expected to start on Tuesday.
Well, this is a team that this is a team that will carry the hopes of the country of making it to the Continental Showpiece event next year, AFC Asian Cup. So this is a chance for Coach Thomas Dooley to test the lineup, no, whip them into shape. As there's no better way to prepare than playing friendly games. And ito nga ang mangyayari tonight para sa Philippine Ascals.
Okay, we'll take a break. Sa aming pagbabalik, kickoff between the Philippines and Fiji. Testing 1, 2.
And now, the moment we've all been waiting for. Let us welcome the Philippines and Fiji. Please all rise for the national anthem of Fiji. please remain standing for the national anthem of the Philippines.
The first ever meeting between the Philippines and Fiji. And a very strong starting 11 dito para sa Pilipinas, Sedaf Tupas.
Definitely, Phil Young husband starting out. Of course, he's the captain, pero late decision on the health of Javier Patino. It's Misag Bahadoran who gets the nod to play up front alongside Phil, as Javier has yet to recover from still looking for sharpness in his form. Ito si Javier Patino. Alam natin na galing siya sa injury. And he's actually one of our top scorers, particularly in that AFC Asian Cup qualifying campaign. There's so much quality in this team. The Ott brothers, Mike and Manny, they've been in fine form para sa Ceres Negros. Kasama nila dyan si Kevin Ingreso also playing well. But it will be interesting para sa Ascas dito on how they'll try to play. Of course, sila ang favored team dito, and they'll try to impose their style against this Fiji side. A lot of questions on how they'll actually play, considering they're coming off 3 straight draws in that AFC Asian Cup qualifying. Some doubts may have creeped in that squad, but this is the perfect way to regain that confidence and regain those scoring boots after going missing in that game against Nepal.
And it's a debut for Michael Falkesgaard, Filipino-Danish player, now playing for Bangkok United. At sa panig naman ng Fiji, Remuero Tequiate is wearing the armband, and in goal, of course, it is Epeli Loaniseva, who comes in for the more experienced Simeone Tamanisao. And there's no start for Roy Krishna, their Wellington Phoenix player in the Australian League. One imagines either he is injured or papasok siya sometime, maybe in the second half, to give them some quality on the attacking side. And you've gotten to know some of these players, these Fijian players. Interesting stories, Sedelf.
Well, some of them, actually, I talked to their coach, Christophe Gamel. He's French, and he hasn't. This is not his best squad ang nadala niya, because some of them actually weren't able to get their leave from work, so they're not full-time players. Only Roy Krishnan is probably the pro among them, and most of them are semi-pros, and they're doing this for flag and country. Hindi not much. Sila gusto lang nila makalaro, and this is good experience for them, playing a quality side in the Philippines. And definitely it will help both teams as they prepare for bigger challenges ahead, particularly at Pilipinas on Tuesday.
So the Fijian National Football League is not fully professional, but they do have 8 teams, and they have a tier below them. And let's see what the difference of 46 ranking points in FIFA looks like. Fiji in all blue, playing from right to left. Ascals in all white. It's an early turnover for Mike Ott. And there's Phil Young husband, the 96th cap today. So he is closing in on a century of appearances in the Philippine shirt. And he is 2 goals shy of a half-century in international goals.
Well, if you look at that strike rate para kay Phil Young husband, it's actually 1 goal every 2 games para sa kanya.
And there's Carly Demorga. Napaka-inspirational ang kwento ng buhay niya. Kwento ng career niya sa mga nakaraang 2 taon. 2 times he blew out his knee. He came back. He started for Ceres in the AFC Cup, and he's starting for the Ascals tonight. What a story.
Well, definitely. Carly Dimurga, story of resilience, story of grit, actually. And, you know, and ang maganda diyan is that hindi siya pinabayaan ng club niyan when, you know, everything was falling apart for him. Nandun pa rin, the trust and support was there. And eventually, now they're reaping the benefits of a rejuvenated Carly Dimurga, not only Ceres, but also the Ascals.
Long piercing ball towards Ian Ramsey. So your back four is from left to right. Christians, Rota, Demurga. Or rather, check that. It is Villanueva in center back with Demurga, and Rota is the right back, and there's a half chance here from Mike Ott. It's fallen here for Narendra Rao. It's taken. This is Junior Narendra Rao. Sorry, that was David Radrigay. It's won back by Manny Ott.
Very clever there from Manny Ott to win that free kick from about 45 yards.
And ito ang work ni Manny Ott. So good on the ball. Now it's Sato at right back. And
that's Rota.
Sorry, that's Rota. Sato's old number was 3. And it's a first bit of action here for Epeni Loani Seba, who really fills up that goal frame, doesn't he, Sadelf?
Well, he's huge. And just like our goalkeeper, si Michael Falksgaard.
Well, isipin natin, si Michael Falksgaard, 6'3" tall. Loani Seba, I'm thinking is in the neighborhood of 6'7". I think that's Peter Crouch territory.
Probably 2-3 inches taller than our very own Michael Falksgaard. Itong game na to, Bob, you know, very important para sa Philippines. It's a big game ahead. Probably the biggest game in our country's history. They weren't able to get the job done last time. So take a look at this cross from Ian Ramsey.
Si Ramsey naglalaro na sa Malaysia, sa Felda United. And it's good to see a lot of our players going to Malaysia and Thailand.
Well, that's because of that Southeast Asian quota. No, itong countries na to, they are allowed to field one Filipino, Southeast Asian player.
Actually, I think they must field one Southeast Asian player.
They must field. No, it's in the squad. Pero, you know, si Misag Bahadoran has hardly been playing the past few weeks para sa Perak. So, but Ian Ramsey has been in fine form para sa Felda. They're playing in the second division in Malaysia.
Jeffrey Christians, Rota, over Ramsey, Christians, another Ceres player. And there is the clearance from Ame Botonio. At agad-agad nakikita natin
they're really pinning them back.
Yes.
Itong Fiji, itong Ascals. We're seeing a lot of the ball and putting pressure on Fiji. And almost immediately, as soon as Fiji gets that ball, mataas ang press. Playing the high press and winning the ball early para dito sa Philippines.
And there's a dispossession here as Christians loses the ball. Rodriguez making a run in the middle. And Ratu Nakalebu is dispossessed.
It's Dennis Villanueva with the challenge there.
We've got pretty much what seems to be the entire Fijian expat community watching this game. Here is Phil Younghusband.
Just couldn't sort out his footing there. Itong si Phil.
Rota. He had a documentary film made about his life. If you've seen it, Sadaf, it's a fascinating film.
Napanood ko.
About everything.
Last Friday, actually,
Yeah.
I was able to watch that documentary.
What a story his life has been.
Ang ganda din ang story ni Simone Rota.
Especially with the injuries and him being an orphan and growing up in Italy and coming back to the land of his birth.
Very compelling, and you gotta admire Simone Rota for his, strength of his character. You know, yung pagbalik niya dito, and
Christians. The captain Remuero Tequiate with the clearance.
masyadong malalim itong depensa nitong Fiji. They're really inviting pressure from the Ascals.
Ramsey. And it'll be a free kick for the visitors.
Yes, Phil Young Husband and Misa Bahadoran, they're in the box, but the initial clearance, dumadating dun sa just outside the box, and I think Kevin Ingreso, Maniot, I think they can gamble on those second balls and hit it from range, because it looks like etong Fiji, they've really prepared for some aerial bombardment here from the Philippines.
Loani Seba sending that one forward to Zibrash Sahib. 6 minutes into his Ascos debut, Michael Falkesgaard has yet to touch the ball.
He's hardly touched the ball here, see Falkesgaard.
I don't think he has touched the ball.
Oh, wala pa.
Rota, Mikey Ott.
10, 11 players behind the ball para sa Fiji.
Of course, paalala lang na yung mas importanteng laro ay gaganapin sa darating na Martes, March 27, Tuesday, right here in Rizal Memorial Football Stadium. Inyong mapapanood yan sa Liga Channel, dito sa Liga at pati na rin sa Liga HD rather, and that is an AFC Asian Cup qualifier. Our last group game, a draw or a win, and we reach the promised land of the UAE Asian Cup for 2019. And Felipe Barabilala is released, and they have a throw in deep.
Well, these Fiji players, they're very explosive with their speed. They have that burst of speed, the wingers. But, they like this to be quite a cagey affair, of course. No, they try to impose their physicality on the Azkals, but so far it hasn't worked for them.
Barabilala. Fiji recycles a rare spell of possession. They go back to Tekiate.
Well, you gotta remember that this Fiji team, they're a tough nut to crack. They played a friendly against Indonesia last year, and they held them to a 0-0 draw. And also played against Estonia. They lost 2-0.
And they lost 2-0 to New Zealand as well, to the All Whites of New Zealand in World Cup qualifying.
Well, very creditable performance, to say the least. The New Zealand is a legitimate World Cup team.
They almost made it. They lost the intercontinental playoff to Peru over 2 legs. And they have been to the World Cup final stage. They have Winston Reid from West Ham, if I'm not mistaken. Carly Demurga. Fiji did play in the Olympics in 2016, under 23 plus 2 overage players, and unfortunately they lost all of their games, losing heavily to Korea Republic, Germany, and Mexico.
Oh, what a group for Fiji.
Not a good group for them.
Well, for the sake of experience, it's a good group.
Yes. This is Manny Ott. Manny Ott goes down, and the Azkals have a free kick.
That's what Manny Ott gives you, that penetration, that ability to break down the defense. Showed lovely feet that time, Manu.
Ooh, and that's a big tackle there from Dave Rodriguez. Rota.
Coach Christophe Gamel frustrated there of his team's inability to keep the ball.
Rodriguez. Ott. Good skill there by Ame Votoniu. Fiji's most popular sport is rugby union, specifically sevens rugby, where they are one of the most successful international sides in seven-a-side rugby.
Kita mo naman yung built ng mga players nila.
Pang-rugby talaga. Hindi tayo nagugulat. And they're not slow. Rodriguez. He's got Kavaya Rawaga on his left flank.
They've done well there, Fiji, keeping the ball for quite some time and being able to, push forward. Positive sign para sa visitors.
Of course, their head coach, Christophe Gamel, is a Frenchman, former Qatar youth national team coach and an assistant coach of Paris Saint-Germain, women's team. So, And there's some good skill there by our coach, Thomas Dooley, former captain of the USA. 4 years into this job. Villanueva, Italian-raised
Well,
Filipino.
converted center back, in my opinion.
Yes, with roots in Laia, Batangas. A beautiful part of the world.
Maganda mga beach dun sa
Oo.
Laia. But ito si Dennis Villanueva, he's getting a lot of stick for for some of the matches na nilaro niya. But actually, I do think that he's a very solid option in that position. As Amani Aguinaldo is still out with an injury.
Rodriguez. And a free kick here para sa Fiji, to the delight of their crowd,
Well,
who is making all the noise here, actually.
Well, Rodriguez had a teammate there, Lerotti, who was ahead, out of Nakalevo rather. No, hindi niya na bigay yung bola. He was about to make that run, na iwan, but Manny Ott with the foul there.
13 caps and 1 international goal para kay Rodriguez. And it's a free kick here for
Itong danger-
Cabaya Rawaga.
This is the danger with Fiji. And finally, Michael Falksgaard gets a touch and starts play immediately.
Michael Falksgaard, if you don't know much about him, that's good communication there. Michael Falksgaard played as a reserve for Midtjylland, which some fans of the UEFA Champions League will recognize kasi nakalaban nila yung beloved Man United mo ilang beses, I think, once or twice. But he was a reserve there, didn't get much playing time, but he's the man in Bangkok United now.
Well,
And he's the man for the Ascals.
Well, interesting story para kay Michael Falksgaard. He was he could have the past 6 years. He really would have loved to come here and play, and get into that goalkeeping, very solid goalkeeping rotation to say the least. And hindi niya kaya because sabi niya nga 3 weeks lang usually ang break nila because they start preseason almost immediately and couldn't get that break. And for him, it was very tricky because he was always, on the fringes of the roster. So he had to win his spot every time. Kaya hindi siya makapunta dito. He had to focus on that. And, he felt that moving to Bangkok United was really the biggest sign that pwede na siya maglaro sa Ascals.
This is Bahadoran. There's a mistake in the midfield there from Cabaya Rawaga. Let's see if the Philippines can capitalize. Ingreso. Ramsey. Back to Christian's first time ball.
Well, napakaraming Fiji players there inside the box.
That's a naive mistake there by the Fijians, I think, to put a square pass from the left flank into the middle of the field right in front of the penalty box.
Tama ka dun, Bob. But the Philippines, this is a game there. They really have to break down Fiji. Parang it's up to the Ascals really to break them down. No, ina-invite nila yung pressure. You have to figure out a way to beat us.
Christians. Mikey Ott is just about tall enough to corral that.
This is where Ott is at his best, taking on players. He's been terrorizing teams in the AFC Cup.
Ingreso. Square to Manny Ott. Ott fakes a shot. Bahadoran! Just a bit wide.
Well, good work there for Manny Ott. When the defenses sit deep, you try to test them from range, and yun yung ginawa ni Misag Bahadoran. Manny Ott keeping the ball, keeping the attack alive, and setting up Bahadoran, who just narrowly misses the target. He's given time and space here. Pero tingnan mo naman yung player sa harap niya, 4.
Loani Seiva with not a very good clearance on the ensuing play.
This early, established na yung pattern ng game. This will be the story of the match. It will be Ascals really piling up the pressure and Fiji just absorbing it.
Ramsey. And there's a great save on Manny Ott from Loani Seva. Philippines so close to going 1-0 up.
Now, this is so much better. Yun nga, no, inabangan mo yung mga second ball inside that area. Just outside the box from that. No, yun yung aabangan ng Philippines, that because there's the chance will fall from that area. Kasi napakalalim nga ng depensa nitong Fiji. And almost there for Manny Ott. Good shot, good strike. Solid contact on the ball.
Tabaya Rawaga. He was looking for Ratu Nakalevu, but the pass isn't on.
Yeah, Fiji showing some promise there with their attack, their counter-attacking abilities. Penetrating run from the side.
Demurga diagonal. Hinahanap si Phil Young husband. This is Jeffrey Christians, who stayed away from the team for a while, but he's earned a start. He's favored over Daisuke Sato at left back.
Well,
some eyebrows raising on that one, you would think, Sadov.
No, I think this is the logical move para kay Coach Thomas Dooley. Daisuke Sato just played a couple of days ago for Sepsi, his team in Romania, and he just flew in last night.
Oh, okay.
So wala siyang training,
explains it.
wala siyang training with the team, but for sure on Tuesday he'll be ready.
Jet lag pa siya. Remuero Tequiate loses possession.
Ito yung the beauty of having Misa Bahadoran playing up front. He'll press until he wins that ball. Ito si Misa.
Struggled a bit with injuries last year when he was still with Global. Medyo meron siyang iniinda nung tail end ng PFL season.
No, it was a long season last
yeah.
year. And nakita natin that injuries took its toll on the team. And actually really hurt our chances of qualifying outright from as early as match day 4 and match day 5.
That's right. The Philippines could have qualified had they drawn in Kathmandu late last year, but they were held to a 0-0 draw by Nepal, and that's why they need a point on Tuesday. A point is good. A win puts them top of the group.
It's a very tricky scenario, Bob.
Yeah, they can actually go through with a loss if Nepal draws or beats Yemen. This is a good ball. Young husband almost there. Maikot. Back out to his Kuya Manny.
Well,
intercepted by Rodriguez.
I don't think Mikey made the right decision there.
This is a test here for Villanueva. And good composure there by Falkescar to send that back to Carly Demorga.
But I'd like for Mike to really put pressure on his on the man marking him. Ito yung strength ni Mike Ott.
There's a chance here. Loani Seva commanding that penalty box.
Medyo mabigat ang bola galing kay Jeffrey Christians. The Philippines really pressing high here. Actually, Fiji has done a decent job here in keeping the Azkals at bay.
Sistekiate Rawaga was trying to find Colinio Sivoki, and the result is a free kick dito para sa Pilipinas sa gawing kanan.
It's nice to see Manny Ott back at his best, winning the ball in good areas just like this one.
Yeah, Manny Ott actually injured himself in Askel's training in one international window, didn't he?
It happened in Qatar, actually. And all the while, everyone was hoping that he'd come back for that Nepal game. Pero hindi nga nangyari yun. And actually played the full 90 just a few weeks ago in the AFC Cup.
Excellent ball into the box there from Phil Young husband. Forward to Rodriguez. Rota back to Michael Falkesgaard. I was told by one of the members of the LOC yesterday, Joseph Malinay, that because it's a friendly, tiga-anim ang mga substitutes sa bawat koponan tonight. So I think we're going to see a lot of players coming in the second half.
No, definitely. And Coach Thomas Dooley would have that best 11 para dun sa game against Tajikistan. And we're probably going to see Javier Patino later on.
This is Votoniu. Won cleanly. Ramsey is switched over to the right. Ramsey. Blocked. Rota.
Came off Bahadoran, I think.
Phil Young husband. Ramsey again. Rota, his teammate from the Davao Aguilas. Ingreso!
That's where the chances will come for the Ascals, and it's really up now to the likes of Kevin Ingreso. Really test the keeper, find a target, because they will have a field day in that area. That time, hindi niya nakuha yung target. Wasn't able to get his technique right. He was looking for the top corner. Wasn't able to get the curl that he needed.
The top corner is smaller than it usually is with this keeper, Penny Loaniseba, in goal.
Well, itong ang adjustment ni Coach Thomas Dooley. First adjustment for him, putting Ian Ramsey on the other side.
Yung tinatawag natin na inverted winger.
Oh, and I do believe this Mike Ott is actually at his best in that left flank, because he has that ability to take on players. But also, you give some, you take some. Eto si Ian Ramsey also prefers playing on that left flank. So Coach Thomas Dooley has that luxury right now to really test those combinations. Let's take a look at some good defending there from Fiji.
"23 minutes ang nakalipas dito sa ating first half. Wala pa rin tayong goal. Pero nangunguna statistically ang Pilipinas dito in almost every category. You would think possession, territory, and attempts. This is Bahadoran flipping it over to Mikey Ott.
They really pinned Fiji in their own half.
Christens was trying to find Misa Bahadoran.
And same result there. They need that penetration down the middle. Itong Ascals, it's all becoming predictable para sa kanila.
Ramsey, this is his stronger left foot, trying to curl it in. And Penny Loaniseba denies him.
Well, terrific goalkeeping there. Kita niya all the way. Saw the curl from that strike from Ian Ramsey.
And that's why you put a left footer on the right wing. You saw it right there, the illustration. When he cuts in, he's on his stronger foot.
And he gets a bigger target on goal.
Yes, better angle. What you lose there, I guess, is the crossing, I guess.
Yeah, but with the way that Fiji is set up, mahirap mag-cross dito, just putting in crosses, it's going to be difficult. They have the size, they have the aerial ability to deal with those crosses. So we're hoping for some penetration now from the Ascals.
We've got a call and response going on here in the grandstand. Fiji shouting the name of their country, and the Filipino fans are responding with Ascals.
We're saying good evening sa mga nanonood sa atin on our live stream on YouTube. Marami-rami na rin sila.
Chance here for Fiji, and it is wide. A rare opportunity there for Ratu Nakalaivu.
Well, this is where Fiji is, they're dangerous. Very dangerous sila on the counter. And you say Jeffrey Christians had to scramble back to deal with that. Salamat lang itong Ascals. Fiji hasn't really shown that quality on that final third.
Fiji, of course, is a country that most of the population there is indigenous, but a significant minority are descended from India. That's why you have players like Narendra Rao, the number 11. And hopefully we get to take a look at Roy Krishna as well.
It should be exciting pag pumasok na mamaya si Roy Krishna para sa Fiji. Yun, legit yun.
Plays for Wellington Phoenix in New Zealand that plays in the A-League, the Australian top tier.
Good sized crowd here actually at the Rizal Memorial Stadium.
Good percentage of this grandstand is filled, and we've seen some people sneak into the bleachers as well.
No, pero on Tuesday, hindi pwede yata sa bleachers. So,
Hindi
Bob.
ata. Akala ko ngayong gabi hindi din pwede. But they've come out here. Of course, AFC, there's a problem here for Rota. No nonsense from him. AFC requesting that, actually mandating that there be affixed seats in all parts of the stadium. And so we haven't worked that out yet here in Rizal Memorial. Here's Mike on. Maniot.
Fiji very organized, gets back into their defensive shape almost immediately when they lose the ball.
Popped over to Ramsey. And a miscommunication there. It's Rota. Him and Ramsey not on the same page. Ingreso. Squared to Phil Young Husband. Two goals and he's got his half century.
No, Phil has dropped back
Problem here. Mahadoran goes down and penalty to the Philippines.
It's a good call by the referee there.
Remuero Tequiate pleading his case to the official, but there was contact. And we were just talking about Young Husband, and he's 2 away from the half century. I think he's going to be 1 away after a few seconds.
Well,
You make the call, Sadel.
a great ball there from Dennis Villanueva. I think Bahadoran managed to stay onside there. Pero dito, the bump. Oh,
It's a bit soft, I think,
it's a
Sadel.
bit soft.
It's a bit soft.
Sorry earlier for saying, medyo, but that push there, just convincing the referee to blow that whistle.
Philippines fortunate, but will they accept this gift? Phil Young Husband, can he make it 49 against this giant of a keeper? Yes, he can! Goal, Philippines!
Phil Young Husband making no mistake from the spot, sending the goalkeeper the wrong way, and the Philippines take a deserved lead here, just at the half-hour mark. You'd feel for Fiji, for all the defensive, stout defending for most of this match, but they get undone by this Phil Young
Goal
Husband
for
penalty.
the Philippines by player number 10,
1-0 to
Phil
the Aztals.
Young Husband.
Very cool and composed. The Askell skipper, Phil Young Husband, 1 away from 50 goals.
Medyo maiksi lang ata ang listahan ng mga players na nakakuha ng 50 international goals. It's a pretty exclusive club and he's 1 strike away from joining it.
Fiji, they have been, playing well defensively. And the Aztecas haven't been at their best. They haven't been at their sharpest on that final third. But, babalik ka, the tireless work rate. Itong work rate ni Misag Bahadoran up front. I think he made that goal happen para kay Phil Young Husband.
Mikey Ott. It's not cleared convincingly. Fiji on the counter-attack to Rodriguez. And Rota has injured himself making that clearance.
Well, he comes off limping there. It's very awkward position to be in. He was on the run, and trying to intervene, and he was very vulnerable that time when he made that clearance, Bob.
And he's had knee problems as well, and we'd love to see him get up on his feet and start walking around sooner than later.
Hopefully Rota shakes this one off. He'll be a very important player on Tuesday. Ito nga, no? He's very vulnerable that time when he made that clearance, and gotta wonder, walang pito doon ang ating referee.
Forward to Rodriguez. Can't keep the ball in.
He's been the danger man here, Rodriguez. Inibigyan niya ng problema ang depensa ng Pilipinas with his speed and his explosiveness. Not really much quality on the ball, pero it's just his energy and his ability to stretch that defense.
Falcus guard goal kick. Rawaga. This ends up with Bahadoran. Counter-attack. This is Rawaga. And is it going to wriggle through for Fiji? Not yet.
That's good recovery there from Dennis Villanueva, but no, dalawang beses na. Ito si Rawaga nakalusot kanina pa.
Rota.
As Kevin Ingreso lost that ball at midfield. Yung mga kailangan iwasan ng Ascas, losing that ball at midfield kung saan nagiging problema nila on defense, ang transition nila going back.
Carly Demurga. Carly Demurga, really the epitome of a utility player because he can play a lot of positions.
Well, at one point in his career, he was playing the number 10 role para sa Global.
And he scored a first half hat trick for that club in the Singapore Cup once upon a time. This is Ramsey. And miscommunication there. And yes, Loena Seba was definitely the favorite for that ball.
Well, balik na sa left flank itong si Ian Ramsey.
Going back to Carly Demurga being a utility player, do you remember when he was our goalkeeper for a few minutes?
Oh my gosh. I was there in
Kathmandu. In that semi-final game.
Against Turkmenistan, where
Neil got sent off.
Where Neil got sent off. Neil, hi Neil. I know you're watching from
sorry to bring this up.
Dubai. We're actually waiting for you here.
And Demurga had a free kick to save right after that, right?
Pero, pag-usapan mo si Neil Etheridge, he's been doing extremely well for his club, Cardiff City.
Konting kembot na lang at makakapasok na ang koponan niya sa English Premier League. Would you believe that? They are on course to be promoted. And he's having a blinder of a season, isn't he?
It's a remarkable season so far para kay Neil Etheridge, and you hope, there was nag-ano na rin siya, no, na-line up na rin siya sa Premier League ito si Neil, but didn't play for Fulham. But this time with Cardiff City, he has the chance to really stake his claim as pinaghirapan niya this time ang pagpasok sa Premier League.
And he said before that I know I can play at the highest level. He told that to me a few years back, and he went down to Crewe Alexandra to Walsall, worked his way back up to a second-tier club, Cardiff City, that has a lot of ambition, and they are closing in. They're second in the English second tier called the Championship. They're second to Wolverhampton, I believe, and they're clear of third place Aston Villa. Chance here para sa Ascals, and it's another corner kick.
I think that's so much better now from the Philippines. I think that low-driven cross is better than that high lob to the box, just because of the Fiji's size advantage.
They do not have any small players on this Fijian team that I can pick out. They're a very tall squad. Into the box, Christians.
It's Villanueva with a header.
rather Dennis Villanueva. "35 minutes gone. If you've just joined us, Phil Young Husband has put the Philippines on top with his 49th international goal from 12 yards out from the penalty spot after Misag Bahadoran drew a foul in the box. Free kick dito, foul on Kevin Ingreso. He's not too happy about the call though.
Now the Philippines here, this is a warm-up match para sa kanila. So, you have to be careful also not, pushing too hard because
Don't get injured.
Oo, syempre kailangan mong i-avoid and you want to be healthy in time for that game against Tajikistan. Napaka-importante ng game na 'yon.
Now, some people are saying that it's the most important game in Philippine football, and there's a case to be made that it is because we have never made it to the AFC Asian Cup for men. And
Naunahan pa sila ng Malditas na nakapasok na
Yes.
sa Asian Cup.
congratulations to them. They're playing in next month.
Actually, they're in Japan for training camp.
They've got a French coach running the show there. Jessie Shug back in action for the Philippines women's national team. And she knows where the back of the goal is. But of course, paalala lang, manood uli kayo dito sa Liga sa darating na Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Philippines kontra sa Tajikistan.
Well,
The game-
Fiji trying a different approach here, pressing high, but they're leaving numbers at the back. At Ramsey there, fortunately for Fiji and unfortunately for the Aztecas, unable to control that ball from Manny Ott.
And you've got somebody from the Fijian bench sending a slip of paper to the fourth official, which it would indicate that they are going to make a change. Mike Ott. Rather, this is Manny Ott. And big time left footer there from Phil.
It's blocked by the Fiji defense. That's a wall there inside the area.
Rota battling with Rodriguez.
Well, this has been the key matchup para sa Fiji. It's Rodriguez against Rota. Dun sila dumadaan. He's been their attacking outlet.
And look at this. Roy Krishna is going to come into the game with 7 minutes to go in this first half.
Some good work here from Fiji. Napakitaan tayo ng visitors dito, Bob.
Cabaya Rawaga. David Rodriguez. Ott upended. Bahadoran. Beautiful little ball to Ingreso. Ramsey. Phil's making a run inside. Trickery from Ian Ramsey. Ingreso having a go.
Well, that's what I feel is lacking from the Philippines. That decisiveness, that quick thinking when they're in the final third. Ian Ramsey opted to wait that time sa kanyang mga teammates when he could have slipped it in earlier para kay Phil Young Husband.
Botonillo. That was Narendra Rao. Rawaga. Sahib. This is the captain, Tequiate, who's had a very solid day. And we're told that Felipe Barabilala is the one who's going to check out here for Roy Krishna. The Philippines will do well to keep possession and not let the ball go out for a while. Phil Young Husband lays it off to Ramsey. Christians. Squares to Ingreso. He's got Rota to his right and Bahadoran. Simone Rota wheels it in just over Jeff Christians.
And once again, itong depensa ng Fiji, probably doing just enough there para pigilan ng atake nitong Aztecas. They're just, I feel there's just a lack of movement on that final third para sa Pilipinas to really punish this Fiji defense. They tend to get a bit predictable here. And kaya you're waiting for that penetration from up top dun sa gitnang bahagi ng pitch, and I think the penetration will come with quicker passing on that area and better movement.
Substitution for Fiji.
Roy Krishna, 30
Player
years old,
number
32
17,
caps.
Bara
This is his
Bilala
33rd cap for
Felipe,
Fiji.
replaced
20
by
goals he
player
scored.
number
Plays for
19,
Wellington Phoenix in the
Krishna
A-League.
Roy.
He scored in the Olympics against Korea Republic and scored in the Club World Cup for Auckland City.
Well, that's a legitimate
Yes,
poacher right there.
that's right. So he is used to playing at a high level at mababatak talaga ang ating depensa sa kanya. Played most of his club football in New Zealand.
Well, question nandito for Roy Krishna, will he get the service that he needs to be effective para sa Fiji?
Kausap ko si Darren Hartman. Sabi ko sa kanya, nagtataka ako bakit bago mag-halftime nagpapalit ng player. And he told me something interesting. If you bring them in before halftime, you can bring that player into the locker room for the team talk. So that's one of the reasons why coaches bring in players just before halftime.
And Roy Krishnan will be a danger man here para sa Fiji. Askas haven't been exactly convincing in this first half. But they've done well here to get that 1-goal lead. It's not like they don't deserve this lead. They do deserve this lead.
Penalty a bit arguable, but they do deserve it based on their work. And this is Mike Ott. Ramsey keeps it down low for Phil.
And that time, Ramsey going for that early ball. Only Phil Young husband was making that run in the box.
Maniot. Ian Ramsey. Mike Iot.
Look at that. Independence ng Fiji.
Bahadoran. Rota! Off the post!
Oh, that would have been fantastic para kay Simone Rota.
Scored twice in his Askel's career. Almost made it 3.
From almost a similar position than the one
Maldives.
In the Maldives, and he scored against Laos. Nice layoff by Bahadoran, but Rota just lets it rip. And dalawang frame ng goal ang tinamaan doon bago lumabas. It's a lovely strike from Simone Rota. Had the goalkeeper beaten that time.
He hit that so hard, he left his feet on that shot.
Oh, and it's not easy to get that one on target with the force that he had to exert that time in that shot. So the Philippines getting their chances here.
Free kick ang ibibigay dito para sa Fiji. Into the 45th minute. Ito yung naging foul ni Manny Ott. The ball was nowhere near his man as he sticks his leg out, and that certainly merits a free kick dito para sa ating mga bisita. As Clifford Daipuyat, our fourth official, is signaling we'll have
Additional
60
time
bonus
of
seconds here
1 minute.
at the end of this first half.
Now, if you're Fiji going into the break just 1-0 down, I think you'd be happy with that.
Oh, a dreadful free kick there from Tekiate, the captain, and there's a jailbreak now para sa Pilipinas. Phil Young husband. Into the box, Bahadoran down. And Loani Seba commands.
Well,
And there was a foul on the play
hindi
anyway.
na na-control. Ito si Misag Bahadoran was hoping to flick it on the path of Mike Ott. Ball took a heavy bounce.
And I think that might have been more of a penalty than the one earlier.
You could say that, Bob, but
Fiji just want to get into the locker room now, you would think.
oh, Rota.
Another free kick here para sa
Rota.
Pilipinas.
No, concern here for the Philippines. Rota has gone down once again. And he's holding on
That calf.
that calf area. Tingnan mo dito, Bob. Medyo na-extend niya.
And he's no spring chicken.
Medyo naapakan pa siya dun.
And that concludes an eventful first half for the Philippines. They dominate proceedings
The
against
halftime
Fiji,
score is
but lead
Philippines
1-0 only.
Fiji
Thanks to
0.
that penalty from Phil Young-Husband that brings his international tally to 49. The
We thank you all
Fijians,
for coming today.
chances
and
few and
encourage
far
you to
between.
visit the official
Rota hit the
PFF
post.
website,
Bahadoran had his chances. But in the end, 1-0
PFF.org.PH.
Philippines leads Fiji, and we will take a break. More football, more analysis of this first half coming after this.
Get ready to live. Get set for health. With FWD, get financially protected from critical illnesses. Get covered even in early stages. Make your first claim, you'll still get covered. No further premiums needed. And get all your money back if you don't get critically ill until 75. Get ready to live with less worries. Get FWD set for health!
Testing 1, 2. Welcome back dito sa ating coverage ng Philippine Ascals against Fiji. This FIFA International Friendly here on Liga Channel, and these are the highlights of a very eventful first half that sees the Philippines leading very deservedly 1-0 against the visitors.
Well, the Philippines really piling up the pressure on the visitors. So many crosses coming from the flanks, but not a lot of penetration, I believe, dun sa gitna. Fiji is doing well. As you take a look at the strike from Manny Ott, one of the rare times na kuha ng tira sa gitna etong Pilipinas. But on the other end, etong Fiji, they've been proven dangerous on the break. And pumasok late on in that first half si Roy Krishna, and he will be a danger man para sa visitors. As take a look at another ball galing kay Jeffrey Christians. Ian Ramsey was switched from the left to the right. And tingnan mo naman, John Bob, so many blue shirts in that penalty box. Really difficult to find a way there.
And Ian Ramsey denied there by Epeni Loaniseva.
And you know, the only outlet has been on the flanks dito para sa Fiji. They tried from distance and didn't really bother to see
Parabilala.
debuting goalkeeper Michael Foxguard. But this is the big call earlier. Misag Bahadoran, who earns himself a penalty, but we do believe this is a very soft penalty and a gift from the referee para mabigyan si Phil Husband ng chance to score his 49th goal para sa Pilipinas.
No doubt about that. Bottom left, 49, 1 to go for a big milestone in his career.
Well, kabalik na ang ating players on the pitch. Let's take a look at that 29th minute goal para kay Phil Husband. The difference between the two sides.
James is coming in for Mikey. Nick O'Donnell. Welcome back. So we've got some changes here para sa Pilipinas. Nicholas O'Donnell, Filipino-Canadian who plays his club football for the Davao Aguilas, is the new goalkeeper for the Philippines. And Dylan De Bruyker is also in the game, as is Hikaru Minegishi from Pattaya United. And you will probably recognize our new right wing, James Younghusband. Positive changes for you, Sidel?
No, definitely some fresh legs. And,
Substitution
James
for the
Whenever
Philippines.
he's there, you have
Player number
an
1,
aerial outlet.
Michael Forsgaard,
Tretcha
replaced
in
by
the air.
player
He
number
scored majority
15,
of his international goals off
Nick
headers, off
O'Donnell.
set pieces. And Dylan De Bruyker, good chance for him to really stake his claim in this squad.
And that
Player
is,
number 10, Phil Younghusband.
pretty half-decent
replaced
try
by
here for
player
Fiji.
number 21.
Excellent ball by
Dylan
Zibraj Sahib, and
Triboyker.
it's nodded just over the crossbar.
Well, you see
Player
the
number
quality
7.
of Roy Krishna right there. He was able
Ian
to leave that
Ramsey.
ball behind for a
Replaced by
teammate who was
player number
got
18,
space to cross.
Hikaru
And the
Minigishi,
Philippines very lucky there not to concede
player
an
number 8.
equalizer against Fiji.
A little bit word on
Manny
Dylan
Yaw,
De Broica. He's
replaced
a
by player number 23,
Filipino-Belgian,
James
Belgian.
Younghusband.
just
Please.
like Jeff Christians. And he played in the SEA Games under Marlon Maro's under-22 national team. Kasali din siya sa Askel's team na naglaro sa Taiwan last December.
Masok na din si Pika Minigishi. Plays club football for Pattaya in the Thai League.
Nice to play for a club in a beach place. Gets to go to the beach every single day.
Medyo
if he
crowded
wanted to.
medyo crowded ang beach sa Pattaya.
Phuket would be-
unless mag-island hopping ka.
Oh. But Minigishi played his club football for Global last year. Really quick on the flanks, and he can score as well.
Some pressure here from the Askals. And Fiji able to negotiate pero nakakuha ng agaw ito si Misag Bahadoran. Masyadong mabigat ang kanyang pasa.
Looks like I suspect that Thomas Dooley is still deciding on who his starters are going to be.
But this is a perfect game for him to really determine kung sino ang kaya niyang ipasok doon sa Tajikistan game. You know, kaya nga naglalaro tayo ng mga friendlies to, you know, test and experiment. But also at the risk of minsan mawawalan ka ng ranking points pag natalo ka.
A very poor goal kick by Luani Seiba, and it results in a corner kick.
Yeah, Sean Kane has also come in here.
Sean Kane, Filipino, Irish, Swedish, who played some youth football in the States. He's in the game as well. Got his Askel's debut, I want to say, against Yemen last year.
Substitution
And
for
did
Fiji.
so very well, accounted
Player
for
number
himself
10.
very well. Sean Kane
Nakalevu
playing that
Ratu
center back role.
Savenaka, replaced by
Billy
player
Saukuru
number
is coming
14,
for Ratu Nakalebu for
Saukuru
Fiji.
Epeli.
Corner kick para sa Pilipinas. In swinger, and it is just wide of that nearest post. Could have been, was it?
No, I
Reichelt.
correct myself. Hindi pala si Sean Kane yung pumasok. It's Patrick Reichelt.
Patrick Reichelt, yes.
It's come in. And although akala ko kasi sinab na si Rota
Yeah,
from that because of
Rota's
that,
still there.
because of that injury before the half ended.
Reichelt, who's been with the national team for quite a long time now, but has been bedeviled by some injuries. Only started to play club football again late last year for Ceres.
But he's
Very
really,
good in the air.
he's really done well here. Ito si Patrick Reichelt. He scored a very important goal for Ceres a few weeks ago against Shan United in the AFC Cup.
And and we've been told that Phil Younghusband has his day is over and he's being reserved for Tuesday, and we hope to see him get his half century on Tuesday. That would be something else to get it on such an important moment. Bahadoran, De Broiker.
It should have been a foul there, but Fiji able to break here.
Votoniu. Here's the substitute, Saukuru. Saukuru, the shot is deflected away for a corner kick.
Very positive there from Fiji, sort of exposing the Askals' difficulty to handle counter-attacking opportunities. I do think that Roy Christian's quality could have been maximized there. He was running on the right, and nakita mo, Coach Christoph Gamel was hoping that the ball gets to Roy Krishna right there. Medyo nasa likod lang siya ng play na yon.
Naging decoy pa nga siya eh. Krishna's corner goes far post. The headers almost on target, but cleared off the line.
Well, Fiji asking questions here of the Askals defense.
Votoniu.
This is the second half, by the way. If you're wondering, ang aming score timer right there, that's his 51st minute.
And there's a header from Roy Krishna that goes into the dirt wide of the near stick.
Yeah, concerns here for the Ascals.
And I think you want them to be tested in this game.
Oh, definitely.
You don't want to bring in a patsy team that you will just roll over. Fiji are not that.
Kailangan nila ng test dito, and they're getting that here against very solid Fiji side, very disciplined, and they just that first half I think they just lacked that quality in the final third, particularly with their counterattacks. But right now we're seeing a different Fiji side, more energetic, more dynamic going forward.
Speaking about energetic and dynamic, Minigishi there, and this is Ingreso. Wide to Jeff Christians. Into the box.
Reichelt managing to squeeze that header in. Couldn't find a target really. I think
we can't keep emphasizing enough. Please tune in same time next Tuesday, March 27, here on Liga.
And
Philippines versus Tajikistan AFC Asian Cup qualifier. A win or a draw gets us into the final stage.
And also on for those guys who love to watch online, abang lang kayo sa live stream links natin.
Minigishi! Goal! Philippines 2-0. Hikaru Minigishi.
Well, Pika Minigishi, what a way to score. That's his first international goal para sa Pilipinas. Pika, just when you thought the Philippines was losing grip of this match in the second half, in comes Pika Minigishi with a wonder strike from just outside the box.
Slipping under a penny, Loani Seva's grasp.
Goal for the
doesn't matter, they all
Philippines
count.
by
A
player
maiden
number
goal
18,
for Pika
Hikaru
Minigishi.
Minigishi.
Great recognition there from James Younghusband. And the run from Christians draws out the defender. And the goalkeeper just too late to react. Ito nga, yung run ni Jeffrey Christians, cannot emphasize that enough. It gave Minigishi that space para makatira. That time, Pika makes no mistake. 2-0 para sa Pilipinas.
Lysenia Nayoko, the number 18, elected to cover the wide player. Hindi umangat yung center back at nabigyan talaga na napakaraming space si Hikaru Pika Minigishi. And he did not waste that opportunity.
No, James Younghusband, kita mo yung value niya sa team. He spots the pass very early para dun kay Pika Minigishi. Actually, James had all the space in front of him and could have dribbled the ball closer to goal, pero nakita niya si Pika. He had a better angle, a better opportunity to score.
So much experience there with James Younghusband. He's picked up an assist tonight.
Well, keeper should have done better there, actually.
So this timer, just tack on 45 minutes to it.
Up.
And that'll be the correct time. This is the second half time. And there's a bit of a miscommunication there from Minigishi.
We'll try to work on that
yes.
as we cover more matches here for the Philippines.
But I have seen football games where they time the second half separately. I really have. Not very common, but I've seen it.
Well, I think there was one match when we were the Ascals went on camp in the United States. Parang ganyan din.
Oh. Cleared well there by James Younghusband, wearing the number 23. He's got Mark Hartman's old number. Minigishi, very good ball to Bahadoran, but he runs out of pitch.
Just ahead of Misag there, the two former global players connecting there. Kinikilig yung mga global fans na makita yung dalawang dati nilang players.
Fiji on the attack. This is Roy Krishna. Villanueva's on him, and Krishna just wide.
Well, very tight angle for Krishna to work with there that time. Medyo mahirap para sa kanya yun. But you see the quality of this player. Lovely movement, lovely run to get on the end of that ball. But almost immediately, dalawang players ang nag-cover sa kanya.
Tekiate. This is Sivoki. He's trying to pick out Saukuru. You're
Yep.
watching the FIFA International Friendly between the Philippines and Fiji here on Liga, channel 86 on Sky. And please try checking channel 183 to watch this game in high definition.
Ito nga yung foul. I think that's on Dennis Villanueva. But we're seeing more better play from Fiji here in the second half. The Azkals have done well to cope and added to their advantage here. A 2-0 advantage. And
That should be a yellow card, surely.
Nick O'Donnell comes off worst in that collision.
Nick O'Donnell, of course, won a UAAP title with Ateneo.
He's a tough kid. Nick O'Donnell plays club football for the Davao Aguilas.
Surely that's got to be a caution. I'm surprised that there's no rectangle for this one. Big challenge there by Ame Votoniu.
Yeah, as a recreational goalkeeper, Bob, those are things you try to avoid. Huh?
Those are things that I make sure I'm playing with people who will never do that. That's pretty much how it works with me.
Lovely little touch there from Kevin Ingreso.
Christens, this is useful to Bahadoran. Can he get there though?
That's a corner para sa Pilipinas. Great
Last
work.
touch there by Colinio Sivoki.
But great work from Misag Bahadoran to those channels. And that's what he did. For Perak in the Malaysian League, but back with the Azkals.
Box. Just wide.
That's Patrick Reichelt. And the final touch. Delivery from Ingreso. Lang dyan ang pwedeng bigyan ng bola inside para sa Azkals.
Chance here for the Azkals.
Good work there by Reichelt. Well, you like what you're seeing here from the Azkals.
The breaker goes down.
Just pressing, just stalking, and putting challenges in as Fiji tried to navigate that pressure. And because of that, they earn a free kick here from a nice position. Kevin Ingreso has that lovely left foot of his para mag-deliver ng magandang bola dito sa ating penalty box.
Young Husband is in the box, as is Dennis Villanueva. And the header not too far away there from James Young Husband.
That's Misag Bahadoran with a header there, glancing header. Off target lang. And well worked set piece there, I believe, para sa Pilipinas. They got a free header. Ito sila, James was able to play that decoy there. Sila ang naunang tumakbo, and Misag libreng-libre sa header niya, hindi niya lang nakakuha on target.
Dylan De Broeker. Bahadoran. Just not quite tall enough. There's the follow-up! Goal, Philippines! Kevin Ingreso.
What a strike there. Galing kay Kevin Ingreso.
A second international goal gives the Philippines a 3-0 lead in the 61st minute.
Well, Kevin Ingreso, I feel that he wasn't at his sharpest in that first half, but in the second half, he's come alive here. Again, another early ball from the right, and the second ball falling kindly to Ingreso, who really didn't think about that chance, really. Hinayaan niya, used his instinct, and Misag Bahadoran was there in front of the
Goal
goalkeeper.
for the
Really,
Philippines
was
by player
able to
number
block that
14,
view of
Kevin
the goalkeeper on that
Ingreso.
shot, and nakalusot ang bola, but terrific technique.
Now, I want to say that Ingreso's first goal was in Central Asia, I think in 2016, and it was also a volley.
Oo. Yun
Natatandaan mo ba yun?
Kyrgyzstan
Yeah.
ang kalaban nun. Pag iniisip mo nga si Kevin Ingreso, parang namimili siya ng goals na score eh. Dapat maganda ang goal niya.
Philippines want more. Reichelt. Just too high.
Well, the substitutes really making their mark here in the second half. James Younghusband, Patrick Reichelt, Pika Minigishi, Dylan De Broeker. I think they're giving Coach Thomas Dooley some headaches here. Some headache selection dilemmas.
Good
for
kind
Tuesday.
of problems. This is Ryota.
They brought in some energy, some drive, some attacking verve. And
De
look at that.
Broeker. One Belgian to the other. And Fiji, medyo nasa shell shock sila ng bahagya.
Well, I think that the first 5 minutes of the second half was a critical time for Fiji, because that was the time when they had a couple of good chances na hindi nila na-convert. And all of a sudden, the Azcas have blown this match wide open after Pika Minigishi's second goal of the game, courtesy of Pika Minigishi.
Flags up. Good discipline there from the Philippines back line. Going back to Dylan De Broeker, you mentioned he is eligible para sa SEA Games na darating na taon na gaganapin dito sa Pilipinas. And that is really a bit of a golden generation there with Harvey Gayoso and Kintaro Miyagi and Christian Lapas, guys who have already had senior team experience, and everyone's looking forward to that. This is Minigishi! Straight at the keeper this time.
Now, it was a good thing he was able to hit the target there and test the keeper. But otherwise, that was I think a poor decision from Pika.
Christians.
Had Reichelt on the right. So, well, he can't afford to do that. Score na siya eh.
Oo, quota na siya. Rota, good to see him recovered from the knock that he had in the first half. This is James Younghusband. Kevin Ingreso. Minigishi. Wide to Christians. Is he quick enough? Yes, he is. Nobody home.
This is so much better from the Azcas. Because of that movement, because of, sa ganda ng movement nila, they really, because of the quicker passing, nakikita natin sa kanila, nalilibre ang gitna dahil dun sa ginagawa nila. Their players are moving and getting into good areas, and Fiji's defense, kept guessing.
Can't deal with it.
Oo, medyo nahihirapan sila mag-deal ngayon with those crosses, with those attacks from the Philippines.
Nabigyan ng yellow card dito si Simone Rota. That's after this clip though. Nakakailangan ng konting attention dito si Misag. There's Wally Javier, and he's really been a soldier for this national team, hasn't he?
Matagal na rin dyan si Wally sa Azcas. I think nung nag-take over si team manager Dan Palami.
Nandun na siya.
Oo. Itong mga players na to sa Azcas, they've grown up together.
Absolutely. And that's a bit naughty there from Ingreso. Stuck his foot in.
Well, maraming nanonood sa atin, Bob, no? All over the Philippines.
And all over the world on our live stream.
And I hope you're enjoying the scoreline.
Yeah.
And this performance from the Azkals. Sa Bacolod, maraming nanonood. Ikaw, may gusto kong batiin sa Cagayan de Oro.
Yeah, the friends from Magis, from Coach Wing De La Riarte and Philip Dial and Jeffrey Hablo and Kirby Relova, Mike Tidor, all the guys I played with in Perdices Field last Tuesday. Maraming salamat for nakapagpapawis ako sa inyo. And right now the Philippines are looking to make it 4-0. And Loani Seva comes up big there.
Again, great transition from the Philippines. Ang bilis na ng atake nila ngayon. And Fiji look like they've medyo napapagod na rin. No? Because of the intensity of this match. Hindi nila nasasabayan itong Pilipinas.
And the ageless Paul Mulders is set to check into this game.
Paul Mulders is an enigma. Ibang klase. He hasn't played, I think, competitive football for the past 3 months, but here he is, playing for the national team.
Reichelt to the byline. And wrong side of the bar.
Well, just the delivery lacking there from Kiki. Pero napakaganda ang pinapakita ni Patrick Reichelt dito. Is look very sharp on that right side. Magpas lang, but look at that situation there. Pika Minigishi was all alone in the far post. Hindi lang dumating sa kanya yung bola. So a lull here in the action as Fiji player gets treatment. It's Nayoko down on the turf. And papasok na sa laro si Paul Mulders.
Paul Mulders, 2 international goals para sa Pilipinas, both of them in Suzuki Cups.
Player number
2012 against
Paul
Thailand
Mulders.
and 2014 against Vietnam.
One of those players who's really, parang sundalo ito si Paul Mulders. Anytime that the country needs him, andun siya, ready.
And they needed him last year against Yemen.
For Fiji.
When Manny Ott was
Player number
injured,
11. Rao
Thomas
Jr.
Dury selected
Narendra
Mulders and he provided that
player
assist
number
on
6.
Mike Ott's game-tying goal.
Sami Kishan
Paul Mulders,
Ravinesh.
yes, sinasabi natin, hasn't played for a while. And medyo syempre dahan-dahan niyan ipapasok nito ni Coach Thomas Dooley. Si Paul. Naglaro din played for Global last year and also played for Ceres.
In the past, yes.
Oo, and speaking of Ceres, maraming nanonood sa atin na fans ng Ceres. As saying good evening kay Edgar Alteros, Nick Goles.
Hello,
Yung
Nick.
mga kaibigan
Hello,
natin
Nicolas.
yan sa Bacolod.
I want to say hello to our friend Migs Rivero, who gave me a ring earlier.
Malamang nanonood sila sa
Hat-Trick Sports Bar, the best sports bar in all of Negros Occidental.
Konti lang ang sports bar sa Negros, Bob. Pero nonetheless, we hang out there when we're in Bacolod.
Mulders. Wow, how about that from Paul Mulders? Puts it right on Reichelt's.
Oh, muntik na doon yung depensa ng Fiji.
They're gonna make a change. A change here. Epili Leiroti is gonna come in for Lysenia Nayoko. Still 20
Substitution
minutes
for
more
Fiji.
para madagdagan ng
Player
Pilipinas sa
number
kanilang
18,
kalamangan dito. 3-0 they lead against
Lysenia
Fiji.
Raura is
Christens,
replaced by player number 16.
young husband, James Young husband.
Ebeli.
Well,
Over the bar.
masyadong malapit yun kay James Young husband, yung header na yun. Usually gets, makakabuelo dapat siya. Usually when he scores with his head. But Jeffrey Christians has put in a very good shift at his left back position. Had a very jittery start to this match. Gave away the ball a couple of times, but after that, solid na. Ito si Jeffrey.
Chance here now for Bahadoran. Christians. Minigishi. Back heel to Misak. Bahadoran straight at Loani Seba.
Well, what happened here with Fiji and the Philippines really, no, hindi natin masabi na yung first half na yun medyo, predictable, sayang. But this is really the way Fiji is now playing is actually a product of that first half performance of the Philippines. They really stretched that defense. They really piled up the pressure. And now nakikita mo Fiji tiring and making it easier for the substitutes to really break them down.
I was checking my team sheet. It seems that the Philippines has already made 6 substitutions sa bilang ko. So no more subs for the Philippines. The maximum is 6. It's quite early to finish your subs, huh? With just under 20 minutes to go. So should there be an injury to any Filipino player, heaven forbid, hindi siya pwedeng palitan ngayon. Knock on wood.
Knock on wood. Talagang kinatok ko yung mesa. Ha?
Wood ba to? Wood ba tong mesa? Wood,
wood yan.
Christians has put in a great performance tonight. Walters played for ADO Den Haag in the Eredivisie, the top tier of the Netherlands, which is a very good level. Grabe na rin yung experience niya, tsaka dunong niya sa football.
Well, actually, yung funny thing here for Paul Mulders, now he's playing at midfield. Did you know?
Did I know? I probably didn't.
That he started out as a left back for the Philippines.
That would be 2011 against Sri Lanka.
Yes.
Yes, I think we were both there. That's right.
Actually, yung first leg nun sa Colombo, dun siya nagsimula as a...
Yeah.
Oh, there's a break.
Well, there's a break here for Fiji. And this is Roy Krishna. And this is going to be a goal for Fiji. And it's Botonio. And they're going to give it. There's some complaining from the Philippines, but the visiting fans are loving it. Ame Botonio will get on the score sheet.
Well, the Philippines complaining for a foul there. Right at midfield. Carly Del Murga pleading his case.
They wanted a foul
Goal
right there.
For Fiji
Hindi
by
binigay.
player
But
number
you have to play to the
21.
whistle here. They have to scamper
Botonio
back.
Ame.
And they didn't. And this is what happens. They put the ball sa paa ni Roy Krishna. And we know his quality.
That's a great pass by Roy Krishna.
Just splitting the defense and giving his teammate
Botonio.
Botonio that opening. Empty
3-1.
net. Oh, empty net para sa Fiji. I'm pretty sure Coach Thomas Dooley will not be happy with that one.
James Young husband trying to get in there.
And for Fiji, I think this is something that they've worked for the past in the second half.
We are pleased to announce that the attendance today at Rizal Memorial Football Stadium is 1,526.
1,446 the announced attendance here. Very decent crowd.
For a weekday. Maganda dun sa Tuesday. Weekday din, pero
Yes.
mukhang naka-leave na yung iba because of Holy
Mukha,
Week.
sana.
And hopefully they fill up Rizal Memorial Stadium.
Yes. Get your tickets at SM Tickets outlets. For as low as 100 pesos on Tuesday, you can witness the Philippines. Hopefully, if it all turns out well, qualify for the AFC Asian Cup in 2019.
So, anong gagawin mo sa Tuesday, Bob?
I will definitely be here. No other place to be. Christens. Well, that's that Minigishi with the corner. Counter attack for Roy Krishna. This interesting if they could pull another goal back. That was for Rodriguez.
Oh, Jeffrey Christians was able to recover.
Nice little back heel there from James Young Husband.
But this is something that the Azcas really need to work on. Yung transition nila when they lose the ball and then they try to scamper back para maka-recover. And na-expose nga nung una. But, with the aid of that non-call earlier, pero still, kailangan na makabalik sila. Alert, stay disciplined, get back into shape almost immediately. And, this Azcas team has shown a lot of quality. And over the years, we've seen the team evolve with their style of play. That passing and that technically gifted players in the middle of the park. I think that gave us the creative at midfield.
Actually,
and on the flanks as well.
De Bruyker goes down. It's going to be a foul on Apeli Leroy. And it's going to yellow card. 12 minutes to go. So Phil Young Husband penalty. What a beautiful ball. Read it. Nick O'Donnell has taken out, and he's picked up a booking as well. Roy Krishna upended. It's an easy call and a correct one there by the referee. And Fiji can get right back into this.
Wow.
And these folks are pumped.
Well, I felt it was a lack of concentration from the Philippines.
I'll tell you something about Nick O'Donnell, though. He won 2 penalty shootouts when he won his UAP title. He won a penalty shootout playing for Kaya when they beat Ceres in the UFL Cup. He says he's never lost a penalty shootout at any level. So if there's one guy who can stop this one from crossing the line, it could be Nick O'Donnell. Para makabawi siya sa error niya. And
he'll be up against Roy Krishna here.
Up against Roy Krishna. And it's a goal for Fiji.
Fiji, 2 unanswered goals here in the last 10 minutes of this match. It's 3-2 now. And Azcas, I feel they've lost a bit of that discipline defensively, that focus na kailangan nila to keep it clean at the back. At time, yung takbo, hindi in-expect ni Dennis Villanueva. Was caught ball watching.
Player number
Big
19,
period para sa
Krishna
Pilipinas this last
Roy.
10 minutes. Fiji is back in the match, and they've conceded a couple of goals that they could have prevented.
Fantastic atmosphere here for this friendly.
What looked like an easy stroll up until probably 10 minutes ago para sa Pilipinas is now
getting complicated.
Medyo komplikado na dito ang pinagdadaanan ng Azcas.
Tekiate. That's a confidence booster there for Donald.
Side in this performance, because I think they didn't have, but those defensive sa sitwasyon na yun.
Just offside. For Roy Krishna. Back to O'Donnell. Naniguro si Nicholas. Long for Bahadoran. De Bruyker's got some time here. Bahadoran. He's got Minigishi to his left. Stays onside. Minigishi. And that is a little bit disappointing there from Patrick Reichelt.
Patrick Reichelt, I felt he had time and space there to put that ball down, get it in control. and get a shot on target, but he takes this shot first time.
And there's some nonsense going on here. It seems that Carly Demurga, who has the armband, is not appreciative of something that's gone down here from the Fijians.
Well, Fiji putting in probably the better squad in the second half. No, medyo pinahinga nila yung mga key players nila. No, they didn't start them. But Roy Krishna, when he came in, I think he provided some quality there up front na natulungan itong Fiji with their build-up and their ability to hold that ball in the final third and making the right decisions on the ball, especially in the final third.
Obviously, an altercation here between Apeli Sakuro and Carly Demurga. And looks like Fiji are going to bring in another substitute here. This is Hikaru Minegishi, Filipino-Japanese. Bahadoran. Christians. Bahadoran. Minegishi. Paul Molders. Back to Demurga. Would be nice if the Philippines could add some gloss here with the fourth goal, Sedelf.
Yes, definitely. And I do think they deserve that.
The breaker off his left foot, not his favored one.
And they need this, probably a 2-goal cushion, really, to justify their dominance in this match. Those 2 goals, may have taken away some of the gloss from this performance.
Zibrash Sahib is off, and in his place is attacking midfielder Setareke Hughes, who is getting his 16th cap.
Sahib replaced by player number 8, Setareke
Free kick for the Philippines.
Hughes.
Philippines once led 3-0, but Fiji has done very well to peg back 2 goals.
Well, Fiji, just gritty, resilient para sa visiting team.
This is Villanueva, gets to the ball first. Tandaan po natin, inaanyayahan kayo manood dito sa Rizal Memorial Philippines on Tuesday. The Askals against Tajikistan, 7:30 p.m. It's the final round-robin game for the Asian Cup qualifiers. A draw is good enough. A win puts a stop to the group. A draw or a win, and we are through. If we lose, we will need Yemen to either draw or lose to Nepal in the other game that day.
And Nepal already out of the qualifying equation. So that's a big ask para sa kanila.
Absolutely. Yemen and Nepal did draw 0-0 in Kathmandu, but at sea level in Doha, Qatar, you have to favor Yemen in that game. So it's a must result dito para sa Pilipinas. 3 draws in a row. They're still unbeaten in their AFC Asian Cup group, but 3 draws in a row. A 4th draw will be good enough.
Yeah,
another win would be sweet.
Yeah, this is something. This friendly, although it's really just a warm-up match. You'd like the Philippines to really put in a very convincing performance. Probably a win, but not just a win, but a performance. They needed
Absolutely. There's a big difference between result and performance as we look here at the foul earlier. Sometimes a good result is a bad performance, and the other way around.
There are bad performances that get good that get a good result.
You want ideally to have both. It's nodded back in, and is this a corner? Yes, it is.
Oh, wow. Fiji mounting a late assault here on this very beautiful Thursday night.
Not too hot tonight. Krishna with the corner kick. And Nick O'Donnell just about does enough to stop that ball from wriggling in for a third Fijian goal, but they have another corner kick.
Well, the Azcas dodging another bullet there. Can they hang on here?
It's an uncomfortable end to this game para sa Pilipinas. Low corner though, not a good one. And Mulders clears unconvincingly. And this is Nick's all day.
Well, Nick O'Donnell, safe hands para sa kanya, and also time to relieve the pressure para sa Pilipinas. They've been on the ropes for a few minutes now.
And Christens is muscled off the ball here by Setareki Hughes. And this is Kishan Sami, one of the other substitutes. And it's another corner for Fiji. As we are into the night, Fijians are on their feet.
Mga Bob, no, hindi table ng pagtatapos ng laro para sa Pilipinas. They need to be tested. Their resolve, especially in better opposition in Tajik.
Rota para sa Fiji.
A team on Tuesday. You are gunning for a draw at least, and the other team going for a win.
Pakistan needs a win to secure Fiji made a long trip here and they're making it worthwhile thus far. Pinahihirapan nila ng lubusan ng ating Philippine Ashkals.
And I felt they I felt they could play better etong Fiji, but still they're already giving Ashkals problems.
This could be a good practice para sa Tuesday kung makarating sa ganitong point. And Rota clears again. Reichelt with some room to rumble here on the right flank. Misag's in the middle.
Well, time on the Ashkals side, so Patrick Reichelt wisely.
De Bruyker.
Oh,
Not his best ball.
I don't think that's the right decision there. Patrick Reichelt could have brought that ball deeper to the corner and crossed from there if he needed to, and took away precious time off this clock.
This is Saukuro. Hughes is in the middle.
There are runners in the box.
And Philippines just needs to keep possession. Minigishi. Oh, and the return pass from Misag, it was so inviting and he doesn't take it. And Minigishi is so frustrated. Isang tapik lang gani kay Misag.
Too close for comfort para sa Pilipinas.
Kilshan Sami. Hughes. Oh, poor first touch. But they have a long throw deep. Rawaga keeps it in. Philippines are pinned back. O'Donnell just about gets the grab. He's had a difficult day in the office, but comes through there does Nick O'Donnell. Rota. De Bruyker.
Well, Fiji must be happy with the second half performance. 2-2 ang ating second half, Bob.
Very, very eventful second half. Here's the call and response again from the two sets of supporters. Saukuro. Off young husband. De Bruyker, and there's the final whistle. Lumaban ng gusto ang Fiji, pero in the
final
end,
score is
it's the Philippines on top
Philippines
thanks to
3,
goals from
Fiji
Phil Young husband
2.
Hikaru Minegishi and
We thank you
Kevin
all for coming
Ingreso
today
against the
and
two
encourage
strikes
you
from
to
Roy
visit the
Krishna
official PFF
and Ame
website,
Votoniu.
And really just
pff.org.ph. See
just
you
the right
and
preparation
good
para
night.
sa Pilipinas. They were put under pressure. They were given their chances. They managed to score 3 goals. Now, it may not look pretty with those 2 goals that they conceded, but I do think this is a good gauge of where they are and the issues they need to address heading into Tajikistan. It's a win para sa Pilipinas, but you know another another wake up call on the things that they need to address really to get the all important AFC Asian Cup berth on Tuesday when they face Tajikistan. Those 2 goals, quality goals in the second half, really gave them the foundation to weather this late assault galing sa Fiji. Credit to Fiji, and pasalamat tayo sa kanila na binigyan nila tayo ng magandang laban dito para maihanda yung ating mga players against Tajikistan on Tuesday.
We'll take a break, but post-match wrap-up after these reminders. Don't go away.
Get ready to live. Get set for health. With FWD, get financially protected from critical illnesses. Get covered even in early stages. Make your first claim, you'll still get covered. No further premiums needed. And get all your money back if you don't get critically ill until 75. Get ready to live with less worries. Get FWD set for health!
Mic test. Wala pa rin eh.
Testing, wala pa.
Wala pang
Testing, wala pa.
testing, wala.
Wala pa. Welcome back. We are here with the captain of the Philippines, Phil Younghusband, who gets his 49th goal tonight. Congratulations. Were you happy with the performance of the team tonight?
Yeah, I think until the maybe 70th, 75th minute, until their first goal, I think I thought we passed the ball, we pressed high, we created chances more in the second half when they were more stretched. But I think at 3-0, it looked like a good performance and a good result coming. But their 2 goals at the end have probably tarnished what was a good 70 minutes.
Well, Phil, you saw the performance tonight. How does this team feel? How does the Asgals feel heading into that all-important match against Tajikistan?
Spirits have been high during the week in the camp. It was good we were able to play together because we haven't played together for a while. But I think the good thing was we won the game. We'll have to look at the last 20 minutes and see how we conceded the goals and see how we can improve there. But Tajikistan will be a different test to Fiji. We may not be able to press as much because we'll leave more spaces, so we may have to be a bit more reserved and maybe try and let Tajikistan come to us, and that will cause create more gaps, because when we were pressing high today, it meant they were very difficult to break down because they were very tight, and they're a big team as well.
Probably the most important match in history on Tuesday. What are your thoughts? The team and how you'll go into that match.
Yeah, we're just trying to have a good training camp and have good trainings and have good preparation going into the game. I think that's the most important thing. We're in high spirits, we're confident because we don't want to go into the Tajikistan nervous or wary of what they can do. I think we have strong players that if we play our game, we'll be able to get a good result, and it's important that we don't try and get a draw or try and hold them out. It's important we try and go for the win, because I think if we try and go for the win, then we'll get the result we need.
Phil, do you think it's going to be difficult for Coach Thomas to select the starting 11 on Tuesday?
Yeah, I think players came on in the second half and did well. There's you saw Pika got his first. Congratulations to Pika for his first international goal. So I think every player has a chance. Someone may pick up an injury in training, but I think all players, everyone in the squad is strong enough to start the game on the 27th.
Well, people talk about this game on Tuesday as probably the most important in history. A lot riding on that match.
Yeah.
How do you feel about it? Now, just your thoughts. You've been around for the longest time with the national team. This is your 96th cap tonight. So, this means a lot to you, for sure.
As I said, we want to be going into the game confident and playing our game. We don't want to, obviously we'll do our research and understand, what players they have and how they can hurt us. But I think the important thing, the mindset is we don't want to be, we don't want to hold back too much or get too nervous or let them control the game. It's important we go into the game, try and control the game, know when to press, know when not to press, when to sit back, and then when to go for it. So I think it's important that we go with the mindset to be positive and aggressive and confident.
Okay, well, congratulations, Phil, on the win and on another goal.
Thank you.
And hope you have a nice cool down and a good preparation for Tuesday.
Thank you, Sadaf.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you, Phil. Congrats.
So on behalf of the whole staff here, thank you for enjoying this friendly. Please note tayo sa Tuesday, March 27, 7:30 p.m. dito sa Rizal Memorial. You can get your tickets at SM Ticket Outlets, and you can watch here on Liga Channel 86 and Liga HT Channel 183. On behalf of Sadaf Tupas, this is Bob Guerra saying thank you and good night.
Oh, go lang. Kulang yung goal nyo, 74. Kulang isa. Yung 2.
Si Krishna P. Penalty.
Krishna. Dito tayo pasalamat sa LGR.
Okay. Sayang hindi natin nagawa. Welcome back dito sa Rizal Memorial Stadium, and just to wrap this up, a few of the highlights of this very exciting match, Sadelf.
Well, 5-goal thriller here sa Rizal Memorial Stadium, an international friendly between the Philippines and Fiji. Askas using this match as their preparation para sa important game, a crucial AFC Asian Cup qualifier against Tajikistan on Tuesday. And Misa Bahadoran wins this penalty early on para sa Pilipinas. Referee points to the spot. And Phil Young husband tucks that one home. His 49th goal of in a 49th international goal para sa kanya. Makes no mistake there. And that gave the Philippines a 1-0 lead at the break. In the second half, two chances para sa Fiji. They weren't able to capitalize. And Pika Menegishi makes them pay with this long-range strike. The keeper unable to deal with that one. The bounce was right in front of him. Jeffrey Christians with that run to open up things para kay Pika. That's his first international goal. Congratulations, Pika Menegishi. And the Azkals would further add to their tally. Kevin Ingreso with a volley just outside the box. Ingreso gets a good contact on the ball. Misa Badoran just there to probably bother the goalkeeper, but the Azkals unable to finish this game with a clean sheet as Fiji finally finds the breakthrough here para sa kanila.
Roy Krishna with the feed there to Votonio.
And this isn't the way that Coach Thomas Dooley really wanted to finish the game, but at least the Azkals were able to get the test that they needed, especially against a very strong team like Tajikistan. This is probably the best na kailangan ma-offer ng Fiji sa atin, as Roy Krishna beats Nick O'Donnell, who gave up that penalty as well. So so many questions para kay Coach Thomas Dooley heading into the Tuesday match. So many things that need to address, particularly on defense. On attack, they look very good, Bob, especially in that second half. Pero depensa, kailangan nating trabahuin yan.
Absolutely. Mukhang mahihirapan siya makapili ng starting 11 si Thomas. He played all of his 6 substitutes early. We want to say a special shout out to our buddy Ryan Cruz. Thank you for these LGR outfits today, and for of course outfitting our national team with these beautiful white kits. And
3-2 natapos dito sa Rizal Memorial Stadium, and balik kayo dito on Tuesday because it's going to be a historic game para sa Pilipinas.
And on behalf of everyone here in our production crew, thank you. Please watch again on Tuesday, Philippines versus Tajikistan. Good night.
You once believed in things deemed impossible. Along the journey, you failed and have been left out. But not once did you stop the chase. How many more tears, sweat, and sacrifices can you bear for yourself and for your country? How far will you go to fight for your dreams when you have one shot? Even if the crowd has gone, you still have one goal. Rise up and fight, because you are your own worst enemy. You fought with us before. Get ready